Hey everyone, this is Lauren Mack with Hacking the Rat Race. And after working with the CFPB, the three major credit reporting agencies, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, have made some changes to how medical debt will be reported on your credit report. One of these changes will be removing medical debt under $500 from your credit report. But what can you do if your medical debt is over $500? And therefore will not be removed? In this video, I am going to discuss ways to get it removed and or greatly reduced. Additionally, I created a checklist to easily walk you through the process I lay out in this video, and you can grab it in the show notes below. So let's jump right in. Now, what if your medical debt is over $500 and it will not be removed from your credit score? There are some things you can do to decrease the amount you owe and potentially negotiate a lower payment. If you're able to ensure it's accurate, negotiate it to an amount you're able to pay and pay it. Then you'll benefit from the part that as of July 1st, 2022, the paid medical debt will no longer be included on your credit report. The first thing I recommend is asking for a thorough breakdown of the bill from the collection agency or the healthcare provider, depending on what stage the billing process you're in. If you're receiving bills from multiple sources, then I would get all the bills from every source. Then review them carefully. If there is something you don't understand that is not broken down clearly, then ask for an explanation. Then you want to check for any duplicate items. For example, a surgeon is billed for his time from the hospital and his office. Then check for items that don't make sense or you do not recall receiving. Make a note of this. Next, if you have insurance, then contact your insurance company and ask for a detailed EOB, which stands for Explanation of Benefits. This is not a bill. This is a statement you get from your insurance company that explains how they process your bill according to your insurance policy. I would speak to someone and have them go over it with you, have them explain anything you don't understand, and explain anything that was not covered and why it was not covered. If you find a duplicate item or something that was not processed properly, then have them go back to the company and resubmit it. If you find an error, regardless if you have insurance or not, even if the insurance is resubmitting, then contact the billing office and or collection agency and dispute it. If it's already in collections, you may still want to call the original medical billing office to get the item removed and then contact the collection agency and let them know you're working on getting it corrected. If you're not getting any responses, I recommend reporting it to the CFPB. It may not have an immediate or direct impact, but it will put it on their radar and is more likely to get the billing office or collection agency to respond. If you reviewed the bill and or explanation of benefits and it's all accurate, then call the billing office and or collection agency and try to negotiate a lower price. If it's still at the medical billing office, they should be willing to negotiate because when they sell it to collections, they'll be taking a loss anyways. If it's already in collections, then try to negotiate with the collection agencies as they have bought the debt at a large discount. If you get a no, then you can always call back and try another collection agent at the collection agency. Normally, they're just big call centers. Also, don't forget, you can always negotiate and set up a payment plan on the lower amount. However, if you're going on a payment plan, the negotiated amount will sometimes be higher than the cash amount since there's still a risk you won't finish the payment plan. Whatever you do though, through this whole process, especially if any agreements have been made, always get everything in writing. Do not proceed with any deals without getting them in writing, because if they change their mind or they're a sketch collection agency, then you have no proof and they can make you pay the full amount. I would just like to add that if you get a lab test done or some sort of medicine or treatment at a hospital or a doctor's office that is very expensive, it's oftentimes worth reaching out to the lab or the pharmaceutical company because they can give you steep discounts or even waive the cost completely. Many people don't know this or don't think it's worth it. Trust me, it's worth it. The worst thing they can say is no. Almost all the people I know who have contacted them have had some luck. I went to a doctor once and told them about a problem I was having. It seemed serious and told me I should have a lab done, so I agreed. Of course, the cost of the lab was never discussed. I just assumed it would be $100 or less. I got the bill in the mail and the lab was over $650. I literally almost fell out of my chair. To make matters worse, The lab results were all fine. I called the doctor's office to complain, and they put me in touch with the lab to see if they could help. And the lab waived the fee completely. I have never been so grateful. And I never accept labs without asking the cost now. I know from personal experience that you can get the amount waived if you contact the lab or the company. This is a lot of information, so I created a checklist I mentioned in the beginning of this video to walk you through it, and you can get it in the show notes below. If you want an excellent credit score, then it is important to understand how your credit score works. I have a super simple breakdown in this video right here.